tomorrow. In terms of how do you manage risk, well, you've got to look at the reward. And one thing I didn't touch upon, which I probably should have done, is to Zena's point about metrics. In that, I can sort of toss off to my heart's content about how risky we're going to be, but unless I get some real stellar hits where projects work and make a real difference to people's lives and new businesses are spawned off the back of it, new talent is unearthed, I'm going to fail. So I've got to do that. So I've got to look at what does success mean to 4IP, and we're not a million miles away from the sort of triple bottom line approach that Zena is thinking about. Horses for courses on different projects, I suspect, though. But I think the reason why Channel 4 is a good place to do this is that it has at its heart a sort of remit to innovate. It was there to be the grit in the oyster. That's why it exists, is to be the grit in the oyster of an otherwise rather sterile ecosystem of BBC and ITV. It's got that in its DNA, that desire, that knee-jerk reaction to take a risk on something. If in doubt, take the risk. Now, whether the politicians and the other people here, we are owned by you through politicians. You get the politicians you deserve, frankly, in response to the other earlier question. Think that's enough of a return? Well, that's not in my gift. I've just got to do the best to deliver the most possible public value, cognizant of the fact that probably the majority of the time, projects are going to fail, but I need some hits.
I think managing risk when you're actually into the heart of the public sector and the civil servants, one of the things that you need is to broker good relationships so that there are people that can help you manage that. Because there are arguments that will win and there are arguments that will lose. And one of the things that I've learned is how to play the arguments that will win so you can actually make change and do things. But it is about helping people, and I think part of that will be about the actual brokering. So you want to deliver something in the public space, these are the people you'll need to talk to, and I will make sure that they talk to you. And I think it is about that, and it's about using the people and the contacts, because there are lots of ways. The civil service does not have to be that way. The public space does not have to be that way. And there are plenty of examples of where it hasn't been. And it's about understanding who you have to talk to and what you have to do to make sure that you are not just being flagrantly irresponsible. And I think that nobody should mind a mistake on the back of innovation, and everybody should loathe a mistake on the back of negligence and laziness. And it's about pointing out some of those differences in about what you do to minimise risk. And those sorts of things and those conversations work well. It's just about helping people open doors.